Today we want to talk about using XenMobile to push ADMX files to configure Citrix Receiver on managed Windows 10 endpoints. Here we can see in the Citrix product documentation for Citrix Receiver details about ADMX files. They can be used locally on Windows endpoints and applied using the group policy object editor. They can also be pushed through the Windows 10 MDM interface. In order to do that, there's a few prerequisites. Citrix ADMX files, there's actually two ADMX files by default, but the Microsoft MDM interface for Windows 10 requires that a single file is submitted. So we need to take a few steps to combine those files. First, we're going to open these files in a text editor like Notepad++, and we're going to find a specific category labeled Citrix Components in the Citrix base.admx, and we're going to copy that into the receiver.admx. And then in the receiver.admx, we're going to find this label with Citrix : which occurs a couple times, and remove that. After that, we'll save off this updated receiver.admx, remove the Citrix base ADMX from that folder, and then rezip it back up so we can import it into the XenMobile console. So here we can take a look at, I have two sets of the two files. This is what they look like, and here's the original set of files, and here's the updated set of files that I created. And if I look at my Notepad++ editor, here you can see the Citrix base ADMX, only a couple dozen lines, and there's actually only 3 lines in this specific category that we need to copy over. So here you can see at the very top of my updated receiver ADMX, I've copied that category over under the categories section. And then second, in the original receiver ADMX file, you can see there's there's 2 areas where we'll find the Citrix : right here at the very beginning of the file, and then again towards the end, so around line 5075, and there's about 5500 or so lines overall. So if I look back at the updated file, you can see that I did in fact remove that reference to the Citrix : so I did go ahead and I've saved that off, and I have just I removed the base file, and then I have it zipped back up as the receiver ADMX. Now we want to go ahead and go to the XenMobile console, and so we'll take a look at how we configure this. Under device policies, we're going to do an add. We'll select the Windows desktop and tablet policies, and this is going to be an app configuration policy. And we'll unselect the other platforms, and we're going to select Win32 app. I'll select the updated zip file, and here we can see I can do an add, and then I have several policy paths that I'm able to choose from. Each of these policy paths will have a different types of settings. Some are just to enable, and others will have maybe some more details. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at one policy I've already created and assigned to my managed Windows 10 endpoint. I'll navigate down to my Windows 10 policies here, and here's my ADMX file. And so if I go inside of this, we'll see here's one around the use of clipboard. And so I've set this to be enabled, which should allow me to use the clipboard to copy and paste in and out of published applications. So now let's go to, I have a Windows 10 endpoint here that I've already enrolled. take a look at that. So let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and launch Word. We'll try this out. And locally, I'm going to launch WordPad. Enter some data. Copy that off. And then Word is about launched, and here we go. Open that up. We'll see, I can in fact paste that in. And then we'll just verify we can copy back out of the published Word. And we can, okay. So now let's go ahead and close out Word. And we'll go back to our policy. Now let's go ahead and this time we're going to disable it. And so I'm going to go next. It's apply it to my delivery group, save. Go back to my managed Windows 10 endpoint here. I'm going to go to info and I'm going to sync. It's going to accelerate the policy update. Okay, I'll get some test data in the buffer here. We'll call it test 3. All right, I'm going to copy that. The sync is done. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open Word again. And so what we're expecting now is that we've disabled the clipboard through the ADMX policy. And so the data I copied from WordPad locally will not be available in the clipboard for me to paste into published Word. Go ahead and open a blank document. We'll see in fact there is nothing to paste. It's blanked out. And then finally we'll try to we'll just verify we can not paste from published Word back into WordPad. And we'll see, again, the test 3 is in there from originally. It never updated the clipboard from the published Word. And that's a look at using ADMX files to configure Citrix Receiver on XenMobile managed Windows 10 endpoints.